Do you need more self-love? Let's talk. Welcome to another Mind Right Monday. I'm your host, Bonnie Kelly, your emotional intelligence speaker, author, and coach, here to help you get out of your way and on with your life. Today, we are talking about self-love. It's that one thing that we all desire more of. And in fact, we're going to teach you 3 amazing tips to help you reconnect with yourself in a deeper, more fulfilling way. But before I dive into that, let's talk about why we struggle with self-love in the first place. Because it's something that affects everyone, and yet it's something we all desire. So what blocks us from loving ourselves? Well, that's easy. It's conditions and experiences, and honestly, your brain. See, your brain is the most powerful tool that you have as your ally and greatest hindrance in this world. What I mean by that is that your brain is just a machine. It's operating on whatever instructions and programs that we install in it. But even more so is that the brain has a default, and that default is to want to protect you. And so how does it do that? Well, it retains, records, and restores negative experiences over positive ones. It's actually called a negative brain bias. And so what happens is that your brain stores all of these negativities, all of the times that you failed and that people rejected you and that you've fallen short. And it holds on to that information because what it's trying to do, again, it's trying to keep you safe. It doesn't want you to feel that way again. But when your brain is filled with all this negativity, it attaches itself to our identities. And the next thing you know, that's how we think and perceive about ourselves. So I share that because I want you to recognize that if you struggle with self-love, it's not your fault. But we do need to change the way that we need to separate the way that the brain defaultly thinks and the truth. Because the truth is, you are amazing. And it's time to reconnect with you in a deeper, more fulfilling way. So let's dive right into my first tip this week, which is practice self-care. All right, one of the best ways that you can really deepen that connection with yourself is to practice better self-care. Now, self-care is really going to be defined as what you feel is self-care. All of us can fuel and fill our emotional fuel cups with different things. Some of us are filled with joy and passion and purpose when we're in nature. Other people, it's when they're reading a book, or taking a bath, or connecting with people, or hanging out with friends. But what fills you up? What fills your emotional fuel tank and allows you to feel joy and purpose and appreciation for yourself? What does that for you? Is it going to the gym? Is it eating right? Is it planting flowers? Is it gardening? Is it kayaking? What is it? And we need to start scheduling more of that. In fact, if you don't have at least one day a week where you scheduled at least an hour of self-care, well, you're on a fast track to self-deprecation. That's going to be that is the brain's fast track into constantly keeping you stuck in a place of discouragement and self-abuse. So we want to begin to fill you up. We want to begin to focus on what is it that brings you joy and satisfaction. What allows you to feel appreciative or appreciated by yourself? And we need to do more of that. Now, in an ideal world, if you could do that for 15 minutes a day, that is one of the most powerful gifts you can give yourself. And I'm not talking a lot of times. And so, yes, I'm talking to you, mothers and fathers, who have a lot of things pulling your attention. It's even more important that you have this skill of practicing self-care so that your children don't suffer from not having self-love themselves. So even if it's, like I said, 15 minutes, where you just spend 15 minutes in prayer or gratitude, or even yoga or meditation, and you just are focusing on filling yourself up, it's one of the best gifts you can give to yourself. So let me end this section off by a quote by Tyra Banks, and she said, "Self-love has very little to do with how you feel about your outer self. It's about accepting all of yourself." We put so much emphasis on the way that our bodies look, the way that our hair looks. In fact, hair and makeup industry is $1 billion industry. So there's a lot of emphasis on that, and I'm not saying it's a bad thing. As you guys know, I wear makeup and I like taking care of my hair. But when we put all of our emphasis of that equals our self-love and none on the truth of who we are, we're discrediting 90% of what makes you beautiful. All right, this leads me to my next tip, which is learn to set boundaries. All right, so yes, to increase your self-love means that you need to use your voice and speak your truth. I cannot emphasize enough this importance of us beginning to set boundaries with the people that are in our lives. Now, when I say set boundaries, I'm not just talking about physical boundaries. I'm talking about the mental and emotional boundaries as well. To reserve more time for yourself, to ask for what you need, to ask for support, to get out of this place where we're just expecting our partners or friends to know what we need and to advocate for what we need. To be okay with saying no versus always saying yes. To be okay with helping guide people to what's acceptable behavior around you. You know, maybe you're not okay with people cursing up a storm around you, and that's okay. Even if your friends are have a lot of profanity, it's okay. If you want to ask them not to use language like that around you. It's okay to not be the top PTA mom that is available 24/7 and is doing everything for everyone except for you. That is not the life you want to lead. You want to get out of this people-pleasing habit and get into this place of truly advocating and taking care of you. And sometimes that means that you need to have less on your plate versus more. Now, I think Brené Brown said it best when she said, "When we fail to set boundaries and hold people accountable, we feel used and mistreated." And here's the key part. When we fail to set boundaries with other people, we feel this way. Do you notice where the lack of responsibility is? Yeah, it lies within us. So we have to set boundaries so we don't feel disappointed and discouraged. Because the truth is, nobody knows what you need. I don't care how long you've been together. You cannot expect anyone to read your mind, just like the other way around. We need to begin to practice and advocate and ask for what it is we need so we can be in a much better place and have much better relationships ongoing for the rest of your life. All right, this leads me to my third and final tip this week, which is be intentional about your life. All right, the best self-love practice is intentionalness. Yep, it's for you to be intentional with what it is that you think, feel, and how you behave. If you can really become intentional about what do you allow into your inner world, what TV shows, what music, what podcast, what do you listen to? What do you allow to influence you? Because that intentionalness, if we're not putting up the gates and putting up the guard of the mind, we're going to allow a lot of toxicity in that can influence us to feeling discouraged, to feeling less than, to feeling belittled. Everybody has an opinion. In fact, there's going to be people that tell you that, no, you should be fat shamed, or you should be, you're wrong about your beliefs or what you feel or what you think about these certain things or your political beliefs or whatever it is, right? Everybody has an opinion. And the truth is, when you recognize that at the end of the day, you allow all of their beliefs and opinions to influence you or to make you feel bad about who you are, that's not gonna help you be the person you want to be. You want to begin to put up those guard gates and to be very intentional about what information you allow into your heart and your mind, what thoughts you allow to invade, what people you allow to be present in your life. When you could be very intentional about the relationships, the technology, the movies, the television, the social media, what do you allow? And you can be intentional about only allowing in the things that really support your highest character and your highest good. Well, you're going to find that you actually have a much happier life. So let me end this section off with a quote by Sunday, who said, "You have to live intentionally as one with a unique purpose and determination." It is so important for you to take charge of the love that you want to feel. Gandhi says, be the change you wish to see. I say, be the love you wish to have. If you want to have a fulfilling, happy, nourishing, purposeful life, then you need to make sure that you're paying attention to what nourishes that and be intentional about creating that. So hopefully this video has helped in some way. Don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel so you don't miss a beat each and every single week. And until next time, I'm Bonnie Kelly. Hey friend, did you enjoy this week's video? I sure hope so. If you're ready to start your personal development journey right here, right now, with no delays, and in 10 minutes or less a day, where you can emotionally and mentally detox all of that toxicity that's been allowed to invade your heart and mind, then check out my 21-day emotional detox program right now. You can get 7 days absolutely free, no credit card required. In 10 minutes or less, we can begin to purge the mental toxicity that's weighing you down. So it's my gift to you, and if you need any additional support, don't hesitate to email us at getinspired@bonniekelly.me. My team and I are here for you every step of the way on your personal development journey. And until next time, I'm Bonnie Kelly.